Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTube channel out there that actually posts full games of all the schemes and tips that he breaks down. I'm still in the Chicago playbook, and I wanted to add one more offense, one more formation into my playbook so I can actually go ahead and attack my opponent with some kind of a running scheme. Everything else that I have, the single back bunch, the gun doubles halfback weak, and the gun trips Y flex tight, basically all were passing orientated. This is a good run orientated type of offense. Now this is going to be out of the I form tight pair. Now, it's a very common formation. It's in a lot of playbooks, so you might want to go ahead and take a look in your playbook to see if you actually got it. We're going to essentially go ahead and focus on a audibles are going to be the X slant. I don't really want to show that broken down, but the play action boot flow is one of the audibles too, is the other audible in this. Now this is a run orientated offense, so it's basically got two base audibles. One of them is going to be the halfback stretch, and the other one is going to be the power O. So I've got two audibles that run out to the outside with a pulling guard, and another one is a stretch play. So if I'm calling a base play, I want to try to run the ball on the inside. So I'm either going to use a fullback dive or an ISO. So an ISO means is that fullback, the running back playing in the fullback position is going to go up and try to block a linebacker, or I've got the quick hitting fullback dive that's going to go right up in that A gap or B gap against my opponent. Now the other base play that I'm going to select is going to be play action power O, and the reason I like that is that I don't have to make any kind of adjustments with this play. I can leave it as is unless I want to try to mess with my opponent's brain a little bit. So those are going to be the way I'm going to run this offense. Let's go into the running game first and then go from there. So we're going to go ahead and take random runs right here, and what we're going to do is we're always going to take this outside number one wide receiver or number two tight end, and we're going to put him in motion. And the reason why is that we're going to establish a balanced running attacker that we can run to the right or left by going ahead and creating a balanced look like that, and we'll effectively just run the ball right up the middle. So you can't put your second halfback in there or your first halfback if you think it's going to help your team at all. So that's how you want to go and establish a run with the fullback. If you can, one of the things I did notice in this particular formation is that you can't change the run after the guy's put in motion. You have to leave it as is. So that's very important to know that. Now the next play we're going to take a look at is going to be the halfback stretch, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to count the box. As you can see over here, we've got 4 blockers, actually 5 blockers for 4 defenders, and you're just going to stretch that ball out, and he should be able to get the ball out and get up some fairly good yards. So you can see how easy that works just with the quick snap. Now, if you don't have that balanced look, you can always go the other way. And because we're constantly motioning this guy over, it's not you're gonna get an additional blocker in that area. And as you can see right there, I got the stretch play for some easy yards. Now, one of the things I like doing is actually a power O, and I like doing power O's on the weak side just because I've got an additional blocker pulling for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and watch that tackle, and he's going to tell me whether I'm going to run it up the middle or the seam. Right there, didn't find the hole, but you can see how this play works very well. So I basically have got 2 different ways to go ahead and attack my opponent, off to the left, off to the right, off to the center. And then I've got the power O that actually will give me some pretty good blocking so I can get some good yards. So with that, I basically have a 3-headed monster with the fullback dive. I've got the outside runs with the stretches and the power O's, and I'm going to be basically giving different types of blocking assignments against my opponent. So you got that 3-headed monster with the running game. You can attack both every area of the field if you want to. Now the next play we're going to take a look at is going to be the play action power O. And what I like about this play is that I've got basically a flat and corner route combo that I can use against my opponent. And I also have got an in and a post route combo here. Now, one of the things I want to do is I want to get rid of that. I want to get rid of that play action animation. I just don't like it at all. And my first progression is going to be the tight end on the outside, the O tight end. He's going to be my tight end number 2. I'm going to look to see if it's man or zone coverage. Now, if it's zone coverage, generally what happens on the backside, Jeffries should be wide open. If it is man, I can either hit Jeffries or take the quick out, and then I've also got the corner route with the other tight end right here. So I've got basically effectively 2 different out routes. I've got a flat route, and then I've got basically a a deep post route. Now, if I want to add a little bit more depth, if I want to attack my opponent a little bit more of the left side, I can go ahead and take my fullback and actually put him on a in route or out route. Basically, he's going to go in between the line of scrimmage and actually get out. And if I got a good fast running back, I put into the fullback position, he actually will get some more depth. So once again, we're going to go ahead and take a look. And I've got a levels concept and basically another blocker right here. Let me just go into instant replay and show you basically my progressions and my reads. So my first progression is going to be this guy, and if it's man coverage, I'm going to look for him hitting the out route because generally he's going to get separation. But as you can see, this defender floats up, taking away that open field right there. Now, underneath, I've got the fullback. It has actually got a good separation, and because these guys are floating up, he's actually going to be floating up into this open area right here where the slant route by Jeffrey is going to be. So I didn't really like the progression, but as you can see, there's nobody in the flat, so that's why I went ahead and dumped the ball down. We go ahead and take our fullback and put him on an out route, and we're going to take our tight end and motion him over and just let him settle in, and then just go ahead and hike the ball. Now, here is where you can get the big play right there, is that deep post route. For this particular play, it is basically, we've got 4 people coming in, and this is all man coverage. These guys are all manned up, and you can see right here, this defender is getting carried across. This defender actually is coming after this tight end, leaving the middle of the field just wide open for a big play by my number 1 wide receiver. So that's what I really like about this play. You can also squeeze it in zone coverages. If your opponent really starts flooding the area with Mabel coverage, what you can do is you can streak up your tight end, and then basically go ahead and leave the flat corner route on the backside. Then you just take your wide receiver and go ahead and either streak him up or put him a slant on the backside, and that basically gives you a levels concept that you can attack your opponent on the right side if he starts really flooding the other side of the area where you're putting the motion at. So you have to have that in your back pocket. You have to realize that this is something that you could possibly do against your opponent, just to go ahead and keep them honest with the adjustments. Now, the final play we're going to take a look at is going to be the play action boot flow. You know, for uniformity, you want to go ahead and try to motion your outside tight end, which would be Paulson, but because this play works a little bit differently if you motion the inside tight end, Brown, I want to go with the inside. So you might want to switch things up a little bit with the players that you call with your running game. If you're running, you might want to do the inside tight end. But basically my progressions are going to be the following. I'm going to watch my tight end number 1, the X receiver. If nobody falls in that area, I'm going to rifle the ball to him immediately. Then I'll make my progressions from there. So if nobody goes in the area, that's where I'm going to go to. But my next progression is going to be to tight end number 1 or into the flat route, primarily because of just the way the play breaks down. So that was a draw pass by Paulson. But let's go ahead and see if we can get this play off again. And as you can see, no one actually goes into the area where the green area is, where the grass is at, with the tight end. So that must have been some kind of a blitz right there. So I'm going to come back to this play again, and we're just going to focus on that tight end and see if anybody goes in the area. There's just nobody going in the area right there, so I'm actually going to go and hit it. So if it's like man blitzes and stuff like that, this really messes up the man assignments against your opponent. So if he does a lot of 0 blitzes or cover 1 blitzes, you can definitely catch him off guard with this. But in zone, you've got that deep post route that actually could pick up some fairly good yards. So let's just go ahead and take a look at this instant replay. So once again, I'm going to take a look at this against man coverage. You can see he's blanketed right here. I've got a deep comeback route here. I've also got the flat, which was wide open. But because there's nobody in this area, I'm going to go with the high percentage pass, which is a deep post route, and get rid of the ball immediately. As you can see right there, I was able to pick up a good 15 yards right over the middle in an area that my opponent's not used to defending. So that's why it's actually a really good thing to throw this into your play calling. So really all we're going to do is make one adjustment. We're going to block our running back just to give ourselves a little more time. I want to get out of that play action, and then we're just going to go ahead and watch our tight end and see if he gets open. And if it's man coverage, he's just going to get crazy separation against that blitz. So I'm going to go ahead and motion over my tight end number 1. And if nobody falls in the area, I'm going to do that. I've also got this flat route that I can check down to my fullback if nobody falls in the area. So this is going to be another formation I'm going to run out of the Chicago playbook, I-form type pair. I can also throw in a breakdown of X-slant, but I don't want to do that. I just wanted to show you 2 different plays that I can utilize as far as pass plays to go ahead and attack different areas of the field, and also the 3-headed monster with the running game. You want to go ahead and make your opponent force them to go ahead and to stop the running game, because once they start trying to stop the inside, that's going to open up the outside for the stretches and the power O's. And then if you throw in an occasional pass play, you can definitely get some fairly good separation. So to my subscribers, I hope you like this breakdown. I hope you picked up some pretty good tips from it, and I hope this can help you take your game to the next level. So once again, thank you for your support. Until next time.